And looking at this situation, listen. Let me read his comments again. Let's see. No hate. I bought his shoes the other day. I'm just saying I have no personal issue with him or her. God bless them. He clarified before further explaining why he doesn't think their relationship is legit. He's just a corny dude. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though, says Via Complex. I ain't gonna say corny because that's hating, but he's just like a square. I don't believe a girl coming from a street dude would even adapt to that. I ain't gonna say she's a gold digger because she got it wrong, but at the end of the day, I don't believe it's real. Thug says. And this is from his interview from 97.9 The Box. And I actually went on their Instagram, and he's all over the Instagram. I don't know if, he has ownership over that, or, he's been a contributor or a guest on that show a lot, but he's all over the Instagram page. And some of their favorite artists. What's going on, Jenna? I don't care if he was asked about it, but see, the thing is this. I don't care if he was asked about it. What does him being asked about it have to do with it? He called the dude corny. It's just like if a girl says, hey, what do you think about this person? And I just go off on a tangent about how a person is. And the thing is that, yeah, it's like guys like Slim Thug believe that women, most women are only supposed to like a stereotypical type of man, especially a stereotypical black man. We always got to put ourselves in some type of box, and that's the problem. That's why you see all this Pookie and Ray Ray talk on YouTube. That's a good point you made, Bella, because as far as I can see, Russell Wilson, socially, you may think he's corny, but this guy plays the most violent sport ever. Okay? I don't think Slim Thug would last playing in the NFL. Russell Wilson has, and he has been able to do a good job behind a terrible offensive line. I mean, that offensive line that he plays behind in Seattle has been terrible the last couple of years, but he has never complained. So if you want to call that corny, then I guess that just shows that mentally you're a little small. You know? And I just read y'all what he said. There was nothing real articulate about that. How do you call a dude corny one minute, then say nothing is wrong with it, and then try to clarify what you said? I'll read it to y'all again. No hate. I bought his shoes the other day. I'm just saying I have no personal issue with him or her. God bless them. He clarified before further explaining why he doesn't think their relationship is legit. He's just a corny dude. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Thug says via Complex. I ain't gonna say corny because that's hate, but you just said corny. But he's just like a square. I don't believe a girl coming from a street dude could even adapt to that. I ain't gonna say she's a gold digger because she's got her own, but at the end of the day, I don't believe it's real, Thug says. Now, the relationship to you may feel fake, and for some of us, we have been skeptical of it. I was very skeptical of this relationship when it first started. Yeah, Russell Wilson is behind the worst offensive line in the NFL, but he's corny. He's lame. The guy plays the toughest sport and got a contract extension. That lets you know he did something right. You know, maybe he doesn't talk the way that you do. Maybe he doesn't dress the way that you do. But he got the girl, Slim Thug, that you want. Okay? You would date Ciara. You would try to save her from herself. You know, but you wouldn't marry her. And that's the problem. You got guys like Slim Thug who talk about what a woman wants, but they can't keep a woman. They won't marry him. So you won't marry a Ciara. What's going on, Mermaid? You won't marry a Ciara, but you will get upset that she's with a Russell Wilson. What's up, Amina? And I'm just looking at this. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. We got 143 people in here. But you got guys like Slim. I'm not talking about Slim Thug himself. I don't think he's wrong in what he's saying. Just like I agree with Jalen Rose speaking his mind, I agree with Slim Thug speaking his mind. And to a certain extent, I understand what he is saying. But Slim Thug, you haven't put a ring on no woman's finger. You haven't married a woman. You haven't married one of these sisters. So how can you get to a point to where you're basically calling another man corny? Hey, my Jaye. How can you call this man corny? You don't even know this man. Now, you could have said, Russell, I don't agree with you getting married. I think you should have focused on your career. If you want to give him some criticism like that, that's cool. But why are you going to diss this man, call him corny? You're going to say you bought his shoes, and then you're going to call him corny? In a square? But I don't see you putting a ring on no female's finger, Mr. Thug. Mr. Thug, you haven't put a ring on no woman's finger, but you want to talk about another person's marriage. Come on, bro. I could see if he was critiquing his playing abilities. You could critique him, throwing too many, bad passes on third down. You want to critique the fact that Seattle's defense is getting worse, or the offensive line hasn't gotten better. Maybe it will this season. Who knows? You want to critique the decisions that the coaching staff has made, but you're talking about this guy's marriage, man. Raiders, the link to the Patreon is in the description box. Make sure y'all like this video. Yeah, we all want to know, Slim Thug, why didn't you wife up LaToya Luckett? Why LaToya Luckett out here, basically with other dudes? But you want to judge somebody else is in a relationship with. Russell Wilson, whether I agree with his decision to get married or not, he still did something that you weren't man enough to do. Slim Thug, you weren't man enough to marry a woman and take on the responsibilities of being a stepdad. Yeah, and by the way, Tom Brady's wife makes more money than he do. So I gotta say to Slim Thug, I appreciate you being honest, but you understand that when you criticize somebody, criticism will come back in your direction because you're not criticizing a person's, occupation. You're not criticizing, things that they have said or done. You're criticizing the fact that a woman chose to marry this guy. I believe Slim Thug, honestly, would have dated Ciara and then broke up with her because he wasn't looking to do anything long term. but he wants to criticize and call another man corny because he doesn't believe that man deserves a woman like Ciara. Dude, Ciara was a single mom. I believe Russell Wilson is 5'11". But he throws the ball the way a guy who's 6'4" would throw it, you know. That's how they judge you as a quarterback. That's why Baker Mayfield got drafted as high as he did. But anyway. Again, I'm a guy who loves honesty. I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all be honest with me. Maybe most of y'all. And he was being honest in that interview. As someone said earlier, he was asked, okay, he was asked. That doesn't mean that you call somebody corny and a square just because you can't smash and dash Ciara. Just so you can't play Ciara to the left. You know what I'm saying? Sell her a dream and don't fulfill those dreams. Now, I know this is going to be maybe an unpopular take on this, but I just don't like when dudes want to throw other men under the bus because they feel like he doesn't deserve the type of women that he dates. So, okay, let's say Russell Wilson isn't with Ciara. Who does Russell Wilson supposed to be with then? Who is Russell Wilson supposed to be with? That's what I want to know. Who do you think that Russell Wilson deserves to be with? If you don't think that, you think that Ciara's too good for him or that he's not street enough for her. This is something that definitely needs to be discussed. Because again, I have no issue with you being honest, but understand, Slim, you would never marry Ciara. You had LaToya Luckett and you destroyed that. And I believe she would have been a good woman to you, bro. And we have to understand that. Okay, hey, moderators, I want y'all to get some of these. I don't know why I can't see people's profile pics. Okay, I thought I saw a troll account, but I guess that was just YouTube being spotty. Let's see. What's going on, Troy? Make sure y'all like the stream. We got 170 people in here. And we are live. Now, I will say this, though. One of the best things about being able to speak on these particular situations is that you get to see people at their best and you get to see people at their worst. When they're able to be honest or when they're able to be liars. And the thing with me is that I just don't like when men throw other men under the bus just to try to impress another woman. Because that's all this is. You see a woman that you like, but she's with another dude, so you try to throw that guy under the bus, or, you know, you try to get in her ear, tell her that you can do better than this, that he's not good enough for you, you could do better. Russell Wilson makes more money than Slim Thug. Now, y'all can say Slim Thug is doing all these financial things, blah, 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 but based off of his contract and also endorsements, his earning potential is a lot farther than Slim Thug's. So what could Slim Thug offer a woman that Russell Wilson can't? Because if you're a rich man, and I'm assuming Slim Thug is, who are you going to be hanging around? Are you going to be around the same dudes that you grew up with? Are you going to be in your same neighborhood? Are you gonna be going to the same clubs you used to go to? You're in a different social circle. So I really believe that if you're in a different social circle, you got to handle yourself a sort of differently. You know what I'm saying? So again, Slim, what do you believe you can offer this woman that Russell Wilson can't? Because I'm pretty sure whatever you can buy her, he can buy her too. Whatever trip you can take her on, he can take her on that trip too. Now, I haven't spoken about Ciara in a while. And that's because they haven't given me any reason to. But I think what this is people looking at Russell and saying, you know what, I'm tougher than him. I'm better than him. But I bet none of these guys will go and tell that to Russell's face. Because Russell seemed like one of those guys who may seem like a really, really nice guy, but he probably has a mean streak that you've never seen. And I've seen guys like some guys who you may think that I know who would be considered goofy. I've seen them basically almost rip a dude's head off. Or had the potential to. So we got to stop looking and trying to judge a guy off of what you think his demeanor is or what neighborhood he grew up in. Because there were a ton of thug niggas from the suburbs. Okay? Suburbs, dudes was thugging harder in the suburbs than they was in the hood because they felt like they had something to prove. So I want y'all to understand something when I make these videos and when I do these streams. I'm going to point out the stupidity on different sides. So I want people to understand, like, opinions are welcome. But trying to size a guy up, trying to disrespect him publicly, that ain't cool. Calling a dude corny and a square because Ciara didn't choose a guy like you, she chose him? So you in your feelings? Or what this other guy said, Fifi's? You know? You know? So that's my take on that situation.